This video looks at the third step in the Fusion Pro build process, creating rules. Rules allow a template to do a variety of different things, using logic to provide dynamic content, control the formatting for the values in the data, and much, much more. Fusion Pro offers two wizards to help create rules. It also provides a large number of pre-built rules, either using XML to walk through their setup, or JavaScript rules, which can be modified to work with any template. And of course, you can write your own rules using JavaScript. This template we've been working on uses 4 rules to manage the data the way we want. First, we will create 2 rules to adjust the format of the phone numbers on the document. These will use one of the pre-built XML rules. Next, we will use a value in the data to trigger a particular image. This uses a standard if-then relationship, which is ideal for the Fusion Pro switch wizard. Finally, we'll create a rule that forces the value for the email to be lowercase. This formatting function can also be managed with an XML rule, but we will script this from scratch using JavaScript to demonstrate the building blocks utility in Fusion Pro. Let's build some rules. Click Step 3 on the Steps palette or the roadside icon on the toolbar to open the Rules menu. Click the New button along the top. The first decision to make for any rule is to identify the type along the top of the New Rule menu. Text or graphic rules will only be available to text or graphic frames, so it's critical to specify this accurately. Callback rules are special. These do not get inserted into any frames. They are called to action at a specific point in the composition process to do a wide variety of things. At the start or end of a record, start or end of the job, at a particular page, or if text does not fit into a frame, we can adjust to copy fit. These are just a few of the available callback rules. Alas, we will not explore this type of rule within this video. Formatting a phone number will fall into the text rule category. You can see there is an extensive list of rules, and they have been organized by like functionality. Formatting common things is a great use of Fusion Pro's XML tool, providing a pop-up menu to help set up the rule. Select Choose Phone Format and click Next or double-click the rule in the list. When the menu opens, you may customize the rule name to your preference. However, Fusion Pro will create a unique rule name applying the field chosen to be formatted. The first selection is to choose the phone field. This rule will format the office phone. Next, select the desired format for the number. If the format selected uses parentheses, you have the option to add a space after the parens. Then click the OK button to create the rule. Since I want all the phone numbers to be formatted the same way, I will make a copy of the rule and make a few adjustments. With the rule to be copied selected, click the Duplicate button. This makes an exact copy of the rule with the word copy as a prefix. Double-click it or click Next. Adjust the name of the rule, change the field to be formatted, and click OK. A quick point about duplicate. If you click the button and nothing happens, try clicking OK to close the Rules menu, then reopen and duplicate the rule. The next type of rule created will be graphic, as I want to use if-then logic to switch one of the images on the back based on a field in the data source. Even when the field triggering the rule is text, the rule will be inserted into a graphic frame, making it a graphic rule. Select Switch Rule and click Next. Select the relevant field from the list, in this case, status. The return type should reflect the type selected previously. The Compare As dropdown offers 4 ways to evaluate the value for status. Case insensitive is the default and does not discern between the value being capitalized or not. Case sensitive does make a distinction between the values having capitalization, where the word married is different than the word married. Numeric provides mathematical validators like greater than, less than, equal to, etc. And FileName looks at the value as a string of text, not as an actual file, so it can be evaluated to trigger a result, instead of it being looked at as a file. For this rule, case-insensitive works best. There's one checkbox at the bottom which provides a key distinction: remove spaces from field values. Checked by default, this ignores the spaces within the values for the specified field. Spaces are characters, so this option allows them to be excluded or included if needed. Make your choices and click Next. At the top of the menu, enter the rule name. There's a comment field if needed. Just below the top, you will see the unique values for the selected field. While the data source has about 100 records, these 3 values are the only ones used. Select the first value in the display. Underneath, you can see the rule logic setting up. If status, the chosen field, is equal to married, the value we just selected, then return the appropriate graphic. Since this is a graphic rule, only the graphic resources display. For the next value, make the selection and choose the appropriate graphic. Repeat until each value in the display has a return result. If you anticipate a new value to appear in the data, it can be added by clicking the Add button. In the pop-up, enter the new value and click OK. Then, match the value to the appropriate image. If needed, there is an option to choose a default value, which would display if a value is not recognized. For example, if we had not added an instance for retired, it would have returned the default image. This switch rule can be converted to JavaScript to edit or add complexity. There's also a back button to make adjustments to any of the earlier settings. Once everything has been defined, click OK. Back on the Rules menu, each of the created rules will be listed. The final rule we create has an XML version to accomplish it, which can force a value to be all caps, small caps, title case, or lowercase. But I'd like to show Fusion Pro's script editor for rules, so we'll add this last one using JavaScript. Click Empty Rule, double-click it, or click Next. Enter the rule name. Just start typing in the script area to write the rule. Fusion Pro provides a great utility called Building Blocks. Click Show Building Blocks to open the tool. The menu provides a way to insert content into the scripting area, where fields, resources, and rules are the things you've defined. It also gives access to some frequently used JavaScript functions, which perform a task or calculate a value. Objects are things that Fusion Pro can control, like pages, frames, resources, or data. While using any of these requires some JavaScript experience, the utility provides a wealth of advanced functionality that any Fusion Pro power user should be aware of. Please look to the user guide for more information about using the building blocks. For our purposes, I want to return the value for the email, but I want it to be lowercase all the time. Notice that return is displayed in blue because it's a JavaScript keyword. Next, I want to use one of the functions to adjust the string of text. Notice that this function indicates string, so you know where to insert the value to be formatted. Now, I just need to add the email field. Click Validate to see the result or to indicate if there's any error in the script. If the value is returned successfully, click OK and use the Building Blocks menu to see validation for other values in the data. Click the OK button to close out the script editor. Click OK to close the Rules menu and return to the template. Fusion Pro can utilize a wide variety of rules specific to the need and/or functionality of the template. While no video or document can show everything, look for other videos on more advanced topics. Plus, check out the Fusion Pro Rules Guide and tutorials to help expand your knowledge. That concludes this video on creating rules for a Fusion Pro template. Next, we will explore drawing frames and inserting variables. Thanks for watching.